sat on the bench before. I was in the game on 4 inches. Coach put me in the game on 4 inches. Put me in the game on 4 inches. Coach put me in the game on 4 inches. And I'ma lead them boys.
Welcome back, sports fans, to the 4th Inches podcast. I am the host, Nick Carwell. Special guest,
Khari Mincey.
Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to start off with going over some Week 9 scores. Number 2, Clemson trounced the Florida State Seminoles 59-10. Number 3, Notre Dame jumped all over Navy 44-22. Texas was upset at Oklahoma State 38-35. University of Georgia Bulldogs took care of business against Florida in a 36-17 win. You gotta hate like that, bro.
Continue.
University of Kentucky Wildcats squeaked out a 1-point win on the road at Missouri, setting it up for a big showdown coming this week between Georgia and Kentucky. The winner is in the driver's seat of the SEC East. It's a big game coming up. Washington State won 41-38 at Stanford. Washington University lost on the road at Cal by a score of 12-10. A&M was upset at Mississippi State 28-13. Iowa, they pushed Penn State, ultimately losing on the road 30-24. Wisconsin took a loss. They were upset on the road at Northwestern 31-17. University of South Florida lost on the road at Houston by a score of 57-36. Syracuse took care of business at home, hosting NC State by a score of 51-41. Now, there's one more score that I did not say, and I saved it for last for a particular purpose. Last week, we filmed on Thursday. Today is also Thursday. We both predicted that Georgia Southern would pull the upset on the number 25 ranked team in the country, App State. I am happy to announce that Georgia Southern, not only did they pull the upset, they dominated the game, winning 34-14. It's hard to win in that land, man. It is hard. What are your thoughts on some of these games from last week?
Oh, the one big thing that shocked me was the Texas, really. I didn't expect Oklahoma State to really. I expected them to come out there and fight with them, but I really expected Texas to win this game. I thought that they were trying to make a real strong push for the playoffs, but that didn't happen. Wisconsin just showed me that they're not who I thought they were. Wisconsin, again, I'm going to go with that incompetent quarterback that I keep talking about every week.
I knew the Oklahoma State-Texas game was going to be a hard one. It's always hard to win up there in Stillwater, and I felt as though if they could keep the game close, they had a chance to win. I had no faith in Wisconsin. If you could start their running game, you could beat them. I mean, their running back is great. He might be the best running back in the country. But outside of that, they're not a threat. Not offensively anyway.
Hornibrook is horrible.
See, I wasn't going to clown on Hornibrook like that, man. Them college kids, man. Clowning on them college kids.
They're around
like
my
that.
age, so I can do
it. Hey, man, he can't be no worse than Nathan Peterman.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm done with that, though. The big game I want to talk about from last week is, of course, the Georgia-Florida game. You know, you said, my heart says, Florida. Why?
That's what my mind said, Florida.
Okay, whatever.
My gut say Georgia.
Whatever, man. You pick Florida.
A lot of people, what they tell you all the time, trust your gut.
You pick
My
Florida.
gut. I wanted Florida to win, but
Hey, man, you went with Florida, man. Why?
I went with Florida.
Nah, I apologize for disrespecting the dogs like that.
I give y'all your credit this week. You gave me my credit whenever.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna give y'all credit. I did not expect y'all to dominate Florida the way in which y'all did, but
Dominant.
Y'all was dominant win.
Performance. I felt
Felipe Franks, you should be ashamed of yourself.
he didn't have a bad game. He just turned the ball over when we needed him to. That was big.
He turned the ball over a lot.
You know what, though? I had to give it to their defense, though. That was the best, goal line stand I think I've ever seen. Because we had the ball on the one, like 6-7 plays in a row, and could not get the ball in the end zone. Like, I've never seen nothing like that in my life. And we dominated the game running the ball. So while we weren't able to score right then, Combination of things, but I'm gonna still give the credit to Florida because it don't matter what kind of play you ran right there, quarterback sneak or off tackle, whatever. Their defense stood up, and you have to give them credit for that. Man, they wouldn't let you get 1 yard in 6 plays. You got to give them folks credit. However, since we giving credit, last week I told y'all for Georgia to be successful against Florida, that Elijah Holyfield would have to be the lead back. He would have to carry the ball 20 times. He had 20 carries. I told you that DeAndre Swift would have to touch the ball 12 to 15 times. He had 12 carries and 3 catches. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm just saying I was right. That's all I'm saying. Any other games you want to talk about from last week?
One thing I want to talk about is LSU being number 3.
Okay, cool. So let's get into that then, all right? The playoff rankings came out. The first one came out. You had Alabama 1, Clemson 2, LSU 3. Nobody else is really important at this moment.
Notre Dame 4. Gotta give them the credit.
Okay, Notre Dame 4, Michigan 5, Georgia 6.
Gotta give them the credit, man.
Whatever. Those are the top 6.
Right.
Those are the only ones that really matter. But we're going to focus on the top 3. Clemson will probably go undefeated because their schedule is weak. I'm just going to call it what it is. Alabama and LSU must play this week. So that's going to take care of one of those teams. I don't know which one. It's going to take care of one of those. Michigan and Notre Dame have already played this season. Notre Dame won the game, first game of the year. So that already takes care of that situation. The X factor in all of this is Georgia, because Georgia's already lost to LSU, true enough. If they win this week against Kentucky, though, they're in the driver's seat for the SEC East crown, which means, for lack of better words of saying it, they would face the winner of the LSU-Alabama game, and they would have their own chance to redeem themselves. So you have Alabama, LSU, and Georgia all control their own destiny. The winner of the SEC title will go to the playoff. I don't know who it's going to be, but they will go. I feel like Clemson will be there. Notre Dame will be there. Does Michigan get in?
I think Michigan squeezes in.
You think Michigan squeezes in?
I think Michigan squeezes in.
It's going to be tough, man, because the way it's setting up, you're going to have a 1-loss SEC team or 2 1-loss SEC teams, and Michigan with 1 loss. If they run the table, because they could lose to Ohio State and take themselves out of it.
Oklahoma can make them run themselves too. Don't sleep on Oklahoma.
Oklahoma can. They're just not in the top 6 right now. That could all change Saturday.
I'm about to say, if LSU lose, that move them off.
Most definitely. So we alluding to all this. Let's get to some of these games that are coming up Saturday. You have Louisville taking on number 2 Clemson on the road. I don't think Louisville has anything to really slow down Clemson, especially Travis Etienne. I hope I said his last name right. The running back from Clemson is the truth, man. As much as I talk about the running back from Georgia, Alabama, or even Wisconsin, the boy from Clemson might be the best running back in the country. Like, to me, it's either him or Taylor from Wisconsin. And if I had my pick, I'm taking Etienne because the man is just nasty. What you think?
Louisville couldn't beat Clemson with Lamar Jackson. So without Lamar Jackson, I don't see them beating Clemson. That's enough I'm saying.
All right, you got number 20 Texas A&M coming off a loss to Mississippi State. They're on the road again at Auburn, taking on the Auburn Tigers in Jordan-Hare Stadium.
Jerry Stidham, I tried to give you some validation at the beginning of the year, but you have been proving me so wrong. So I'm gonna go with Texas A&M.
Auburn is a team that's just like Wisconsin. If you can stop their run, you stop them. Their quarterback play is not that good. And I don't know why he had so much hype coming into this season. I don't understand why he had so much hype last season. I felt like if you put the game in his hand, he would lose it for you. He's proven me right so many times. So I look for Texas A&M to stop Auburn's run game and to win this game. Number 24, Iowa State, finally making it to the top 25, on the road at Kansas.
I still can't believe they made it in with the 3 losses, but Iowa State been playing good. I mean, because they got that good upset win.
Giant killers, man. Back-to-back upset wins. Oklahoma State too.
Man, they've been playing good football. I mean, they got a good. I'm about to say the schedule is what got them into it, but they're not gonna really do too much because I just feel like this is an upset right here. This is what I'm taking as my upset for the week.
You taking Kansas?
I'm taking Kansas.
I'm taking Iowa State, man. 'Cause I just don't feel like Kansas is good enough to beat them. Just me.
Iowa State really just got those upset because I feel like they was on momentum. They had some momentum going for themselves. I feel like they're gonna try to come in here with a little bit of sweat, and just gonna run over Kansas, and Kansas gonna pull out.
I don't think they're gonna do that because they the underdog. Because you got 3 losses, you have no right to feel like
you come off some big high momentum with
man. You got 3 losses. How you gonna feel entitled about anything?
I mean, hey,
that's just me. But I'm taking Iowa State. You have the beloved Georgia Southern Eagles on the road at Louisiana Monroe.
Georgia Southern, I look for them to win out.
I think the only other game on Georgia Southern's schedule that's going to be tough is the Troy game.
That's the decider.
That is definitely going to be the decider in this Group A, I believe it is, in that conference. And I look for the winner of that game. Of course, I'm going to say I want to be Georgia Southern. I'm a Georgia Southern fan. I'm going to be honest. I'm a little biased. But from what I've seen, though, Georgia Southern has the talent to beat everyone in their conference. Whether they do that or not is another story. But I look for them to beat Louisiana Monroe and just keep this thing rolling. I'm going to say them 2 for last. Big game in the Big 12. Number 13, West Virginia, on the road in Austin against number 17, Texas Longhorns. Texas coming off of an upset loss last week at the hands of Oklahoma State. So they're looking to either bounce back or move all the way out of the driver's seat of the Big 12 championship.
I think I'm going to get the edge to West Virginia just because I feel like Will Greer's going to come out here and play. If Will Greer shows up, I feel like Texas defense been playing pretty good, but if Will Greer could come out here and make a statement and try to move West Virginia in this driver's seat, I feel like he's gonna do that. Texas just ain't got enough because they just came off that loss. So I feel like they're gonna come out there and fight, but Will Greer is gonna be the overall X factor.
I'm gonna say Texas in this game because, like you said, their defense has been playing a lot better. West Virginia can't stop nobody. Like they can't stop nobody. And if you can't stop people, you can't at least slow people down, you're not going to win, not in big-time football.
I feel like West Virginia more quick for the shootout, though, if it comes down to that.
But I don't think it's going to be that much of a shootout. And Texas is equipped for a shootout as well. I mean, think about the Texas-Oklahoma game. I mean, that was, 48, 42, something like that. I mean, this is what they do. This is what the Big 12 as a whole does. They're shootout teams. So if you have a defense that can just slow down your opponent, you have a chance to win. And by Texas being at home and they coming off a loss like that, I think Tom Herman is going to have this team motivated, and I think the defense is really going to be up to stopping Will Greer. And without a legit running threat for West Virginia, that makes you one-dimensional, which means you're predictable, which means people can stop you.
I understand.
Number 14, Penn State on the road at number 5, Michigan.
Michigan has been playing very well. Their defense is stepping up. Shea Patterson has been playing solid football. He ain't been turning the football over too much. Ain't been doing too much like normal Shea Patterson stuff. And then their offensive line getting better. They gave up a lot of sacks last year, and they've been cutting it down this year. I like Michigan to keep rolling over Penn State.
Yeah, man. Jim Harbaugh has done a great job with Shea Patterson. With a quarterback like Shea Patterson, you don't have to do just the traditional, pro style play action, drop back, 3-step. Like, he can actually run the ball. I'm not saying he Michael Vick or nobody, he ain't Cam Newton, but he can actually run the read option and keep it and get you 10, 15 yards if you leave him open. So that's a threat. And once you create that threat of your quarterback to run, it causes havoc on the defense because now somebody has to account for him on every play. And if you don't, he can hurt you with his legs. And I feel like that is what Michigan's offense has been missing since Harbaugh's been there. Has been a quarterback that can change the game. He's a game changer, not just a manager. Their defense has always been legit. They've been top 3 at least every year since Jim Harbaugh has been there. This year is no different. They still have, I believe, the top rated defense in the country. So I don't think Penn State can match up well enough on both sides of the ball to win. However, Trace McSorley is an X factor. He can beat you with his arm and his legs. So if their game stays close, I look for Penn State to be able to put it out in the end with the senior leadership of Trace McSorley, or the veteran leadership of Trace McSorley. That's my upset pick for the week. Mizzou on the road at number 11, Florida, in the swamp. Mizzou coming off a 1-point loss at home to Kentucky. Defense played absolutely great. However, they came but 1 point short with a questionable call at the end of the game to allow Kentucky to be in a position. What do you look for them to do this week?
I look for Mizzou to play pretty good football like they do every week. They play pretty good football. They play football good against every team that I saw them play against this year. They ain't really just sat and laid down against nobody. So I feel like they're gonna compete against Florida, but I feel like Florida coming off the loss to Georgia, them being home is just gonna be a little bit too much for Mizzou. Drew Lock's gonna make it a good game, but I think Felipe Franks and the boys are gonna take it.
Yeah, like you said, man, Florida coming off a disappointing loss to Georgia. Missouri coming off a disappointing loss to Kentucky last week. Is it going to be who can bounce back first? And by Florida being at home, I have to take them in the swamp. So I'm taking Florida to win a close one. Excuse me. Number 7, Oklahoma on the road at Texas Tech. You have Lincoln Riley versus Cliff Kingsbury. I expect to see a lot of offense for both teams.
Oklahoma has the best offense in college football, if you ask me. So I feel like offense is going to take over Texas Tech, because Texas Tech didn't really have a defense that I saw so far. So I really think that Kyler Murray is just going to keep doing Kyler Murray and just keep on rolling these boys over.
The question is, can Oklahoma slow down Texas Tech? Because if you allow Texas to put up almost 50 points on you, what make you think Cliff Kingsbury can't do the same thing? This is what he does.
You're right, but if you're taking in the shootout, who you taking?
I'm taking Cliff Kingsbury. I don't care who on the other side. In a shootout, that's what the man does, man. I don't even know. Cliff Kingsbury is so good, I don't even know who the quarterback is. I don't know who the receivers are. Guess what? I didn't know who Patrick Mahomes was until the draft. I don't know who was their quarterback before that. But you know what I do know? Texas Tech gonna put up 40 points on everybody, at least, if not 50 or 60, because it's what they do. It's what Cliff Kingsbury does. He did the same thing with Johnny Manziel at Texas A&M. Manziel is a different type of quarterback because he's so mobile. He can make plays off schedule. But Cliff Kingsbury, his offenses are going to put up points on whoever. So I look for it to be a shootout. And even though I feel like Oklahoma's going to win this game, Texas Tech might upset them people at home like that because they can put up points. And Oklahoma's defense has struggled the entire year. That's been their Achilles heel this entire season, is their defense. So if they can't slow down Texas Tech a little bit, it might be one of those games where whoever has the ball last will win. Now, the main event, the thing everybody's been talking about all week, everywhere, is the SEC. Because you have two games that basically decide the leader of the West, the winner of the West and the winner of the East.
The SEC championship is basically right here.
Basically, the East championship, the West championship is basically going on this weekend to set up the first weekend in December. You have number 1 Alabama on the road at number 3 LSU. Number 6 Georgia on the road at number 9 Kentucky. 2 top 10 matchups in the SEC. We're going to start first with Alabama LSU. And since you're the LSU fan, I'll let you go first, man. Speak your piece.
Well, I'm going to start off by saying Alabama is a great team. Tua Tagovailoa is a sensational quarterback. He has not committed an interception yet. He is throwing the ball fantastically. But it's going to happen this week. Greedy Williams and the boys are going to make sure that Alabama hasn't played any tough competition. I feel like they're going to get the first time and get smacked in the mouth. Devin White's going to come out, hit him a little bit in there. So I think that LSU could sneak this win in, but it's gonna take great play from those DBs back there, and it's gonna take some good play from Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, you have been stepping up in big games like we need, like you have been doing this whole season. Mike can pull this off. If we can make this a game close, if we can stop their offense a little bit, we can pull this off. But my heart is telling me LSU.
Mm.
But if I'm going to be realistic, I think Alabama wins by 10.
Mm. I think the problem that LSU is going to have is that Devin White is suspended for the first half of the game.
Yeah, the targeting, the bullcrap call.
That was a terrible call. I don't agree with it.
I feel like he'll be all right, though. He'll come back strong. He'll come back strong second half.
Oh, definitely. He's on the field. The man is a difference maker. Like he's a Roquan Smith of this year. If you remember how good Roquan was, Devin White is that right now. Just what it is. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna take LSU. I'm gonna take LSU in the upset, and this is why. Alabama hasn't played a team that plays defense like this. They hasn't played a team that can keep the game close until the fourth quarter. If LSU can keep the game close, and I believe they will, I believe that their defense is that good to just keep the game close and push it into a fourth quarter game, I have to go with LSU. They've been tested. They have 3 top 10 wins already this season. So they're bona fide. They've been battle tested. They've been through the fire already. So I'm leaning toward LSU to win this game at home in a very, very close one. If they let it get away from them in the first half, it's going to be over. But if they can keep it close, and I believe that their defense will, with Greedy Williams and that front four that can really get after the passer, I got to take LSU in this upset this week. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Joe Burrow got to show up.
Yeah, Joe Burrow is going to have to make plays. That's another thing. If he is what they say he is, he should be okay. You don't have to be Cam Newton. You know what I mean? You ain't got to be Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, nobody like that. You ain't got to be Tony Romo. Just be you, man. Just don't turn the ball over. And when the players that'll be made, make it. That's it. Now, we look over to the other side. Number 6, Georgia, coming off a top 10 win. At number 9, Kentucky, coming off a 1-point win against Missouri on a controversial call. I'm going to just be honest with you. Georgia's going to win this game because Kentucky is too one-dimensional. If you shut down Benny Snell, you shut down Kentucky. That defense is really, really, really good. They're going to cause problems. But Georgia's offensive line is built for these type of games. If Georgia stays committed to the run the same way they did against Florida and allows Jake Fromm to really get in the rhythm, you don't have to take the deep throws every time. Hit the short throw, hit the intermediate, hit across the middle, the play action. But as long as they stay committed to that run game, they'll beat Kentucky. And I don't see anyone left on their schedule that can beat them if they stay committed to the run and if they can stop the run. Georgia's defense has shown some weaknesses this year, especially with the run game, poor tackling. They be in position, just terrible tackling. It's been getting a little better here the last couple of weeks, so if they can continue to improve that, they'll shut down Benny Snell. And once you shut down Benny Snell, you pretty much shut down Kentucky's offense. That's easier said than done. Benny Snell is a great running back, but your one-trick pony, defense coordinators like Kirby Smart, Mel Tucker, Nick Saban, Brent Venables at Clemson, those type of people will figure you out. I mean, John Chavis and LSU, like, they will find a way to beat you. And once you become one-dimensional like that, you're so dependent on one thing, they're going to take that away and make you beat them doing something else.
I feel like Georgia should win this game. But if it's close, look for Kentucky to make this their upset. But I really think Georgia should win this game if they control the run game, keep the ball out of Fromm's hands, because Fromm really ain't been playing that good to me, if you ask me.
Did you not watch the game last week?
He played an all right game now.
The man played spectacular.
Yeah, one good game. But I think Benny Snell is going to have a good game too. But I feel like Georgia's defense is going to keep him contained somewhat. I feel like you can't completely shut him down, but you can contain him so much to where Kentucky won't be scoring so much.
Right.
So if Georgia can can just go ahead and just hop out in front and they have a good game from Jake Fromm, but at the same time they keep this running game pounding, they should win this game very comfortably.
Cool. So that brings us to this right here. So we both picked Georgia to win. So we're gonna pencil Georgia in to the ACC championship game. The Alabama LSU game, man. You picked Bama.
I'm gonna be realistic.
Okay, cool. So you pick Bama. So let's say Bama goes. Who you picking in that game? Georgia and Alabama.
I'm gonna have to wait until after the win, if they win against LSU, to see how they play against LSU, to be able to determine that.
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? Because like if they come out and they just trounce LSU and been doing like they've been doing the whole year, they have the better chance against Georgia than what I would think. But if they come against LSU and they just squeak by a win, Georgia could have a chance to upset them.
See, that's how I feel too. I feel like you have to wait until they play somebody, you know, of worthy caliber. Because so far they've had a lot of cupcakes. I mean, Ole Miss has the best record of the teams that they've played so far this year. Ole Miss now. So we're gonna find out a lot about Alabama Saturday. We already know where LSU is. They've been tested. Like I said, they had 3 top 10 wins on their resume. Alabama, I don't believe they've even played a ranked team. I mean, Texas A&M is ranked now, but I don't believe they were ranked when they played Alabama. So we're gonna see, man. I'll be able to tell y'all more next week. But I look for Georgia to take the East starting Saturday, man.
Still go X-Tigers.
Go Dogs.
I don't talk to them. I don't talk to them boys that sat on the bench before. I was in the game on 4 inches. Coach put me in the game on 4 inches. Put me in the game on 4 inches. Coach put me in the game on 4